Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 12th of September. So, what's in store today in terms of news? Of course, it's a biggie. There's some more inflation to be had for the US, but in between that, or before and after, we have the ECB meeting. We'll see the financing rate expected to be cut by 0.6. Very unusual number to be cutting by, but that's the expectations. There must be a reason why that's maybe what's priced in. We'll see. But and then we get the statement coming along with that, and then finally the conference at 1:45. In between, as I said, there's the inflation data. Side of that, well, we got the 30-year bond auction at 6 o'clock there in the US. May create a bit of volatility, but I don't expect much to come from it. But you never know in these markets. That is it. We've already seen that. Should have already seen the new loans out. No, perhaps not. Right. Oops, wrong button. Let's look at what's going on here then. So, euro dollar, it's broken the previous low there properly as it had a couple of days ago. It's still sitting, so it's given us a lower high, which is a weaker signal. Now, if we were to project from the first wave here onto this third wave here, well, it could show you there's more downside potential. But we are sitting strongly on that monthly pivot at the moment. It's proving a bit more solid, along with the 4-hourly 200, as you can see here. However, that doesn't mean to say it won't break. The very fact that it's consolidating around these lows could well suggest it's got a better route to the downside. Looking at the hourly time frame here, you can see that it's sort of at this stage it's just putting this sort of bearish hour in. We'll see what comes from this, but with the news coming out later, we've got to be a bit careful. It's priced in that 0.6 cut. If they only bring in 0.5% cut or something, it might shock the markets enough to get a bit of a bounce. So we've got to be careful here. But as I said, if I was to take a trade on this morning, it would be all out before the news, probably by 1 o'clock there. Okay, the pound again, it did the same thing. It's done the same lower high here. It's possibly moved a bit more in absolute distance. It's probably wiped that out. It's the biggest wave. In fact, if I was to measure this and quickly pop this down there to there and then pop it back onto here, that's not worked because I clicked on the wrong bit. There we go. It didn't work. There we go. Let's try again. 1, 2. Pop it on there. Yeah, it's already done more than a 1-to-1 there. So it's done actually done 1,272. So that could be over as well. I say as well. It could be over. Now it really depends on what's happening here. So we've on the weekly basis we found support on the S2. We still haven't hit the pivot, so it's done everything it should do in terms of consolidation around this area. It broke down yesterday, but now it's finding support. Is it going to show enough resistance? It's hit the daily pivot here, actually closed fractionally above it on that previous bar, but like the euro, it's trying to put in a negative bar at the moment. Perhaps if the euro is shown more of a sign of coming off, this will do it, but in the short term here it's put a higher low in, so it's shown a sort of a stronger move than what we've seen in the euro. If you pull back to the euro, looking at what happened, it hasn't put the higher low in. It dipped down, it retraced lower previously. So here, just switch it back. If it will switch back for me eventually, it doesn't want to. There we go. It's put the higher low in. You see, it has not. It just appears that little bit stronger of the two. Doesn't mean so it won't go down. It's just it appears stronger. US dollar yen. Well, the yen, I closed out my position on the yen yesterday for around about, well, the one I was showing in the room, it's 1.7. I actually did a little bit better than that, but it was still 1.7 return on it. I just didn't like the potential turnaround there, and it stuck, and it did actually turn round yesterday morning. There we go. It had already started moving earlier. It put that little pivot swing in, which, okay, it's right at the bottom here, but we so often see pivot swings at tops and bottoms of markets. There we go. There's loads of them sitting there, and well, it held in and started pushing up. Anyway, I came out at 1.7. Where it's sitting at the moment, though, just looking bigger picture, still looks like it could have some more bearishness, and the 4 hourly is shaping up here. Of course, there's two more. Well, just over 2 more hours on this particular bar to run, and we're seeing it. Well, the hourly hasn't hit the R1 yet, so a chance to pull back to the pivot. There's a 75% chance roughly for it to hit the pivot, so we could see a bigger correction there. Aussie dollar. Aussie found quite a bit of support yesterday and has continued through this morning, pushing up here again. Well, I say again, but this time off its S1 as opposed to its S2, pushing up at the moment, but it's what reaction it'll have off its pivot as it works towards the end of the week here. Again, we could see data coming from the US inflation that could spoil this, or not maybe, but for now it's already hit the R1. If we see that some of these markets turning round again this morning, well, perhaps it could be on for its R2, but it has moved a reasonable amount so far, but you just need to watch out for the news later. US dollar, CAD, we were looking at long potential for this yesterday. Well, it continued yesterday in that long side again. It had the consolidation there around the highs that pushed through. Saying yesterday, it wasn't yesterday, it's the day before yesterday. Well, it still flew up there in the end and put a new high in there. There's some divergence for sure around those two highs, and we've broken the low between them. Aussie dollar here yesterday ended up on a down day. Today pushing up, and well, maybe a bit of divergence off those lows, but it's slower. It's not looking as strong as the Aussie, really. I don't know, it's not looking too bad on the hourlies here, with a higher low confirmed. So we've seen this higher low pattern in the Aussie, the New Zealand dollar here, and the pound. They've all sort of shown the same sort of pattern with not much in the way of retracement and higher lows confirmed. It could be a bit of a change. That's all I'm looking at in terms of what we've seen. Anyway, there we go. US dollar Swissy. It's nothing absolutely rock solid here at the moment. I'm thinking, yep, I want to do that. It's a bit of time needed. So dollar Swissy, well, kicking around the lows here. The Swissy just softening, the dollar strengthening a little bit. Overall, 4 hourly, we were pretty close to those prior highs, a break of that area. We've already seen a clear higher low here on the 4 hourlies, and on the 60-minute, you can see yesterday was a strong old day for the US dollar, and probably a sigh of relief for the Swiss National Bank as it's seeing its currency soften a little bit as it would like. So complete reversal there yesterday. It was, as I said, I didn't like it when it was coming down here, just purely on the fact that these really significant lows, and well, it's gone before it hit those, and moving back to the upside there, could see some more in there. Obviously it depends on the US inflation later. That could spoil things or not, as the case might be. Okay, there's the majors. As I said yesterday, I exited the US dollar. There was the Aussie CAD, which stopped out my trade on there. There was two actually that stopped out, and the Aussie New Zealand dollar was stopped out. So they both got stopped out, those two. So just didn't continue to the downside from the original promising start. They just both got stopped. But that's trading for you. Okay, so 0.3 behind on those three trades on there. But don't worry, there was plenty to do on oil. Talking of which, let's go to it first. So oil now seeing a bit of a short-term rally here, and I was reading the news this morning. The storms around the Gulf of Mexico is around the high oil-producing states there, showing well, the storms may cause problems production, and as ever we're seeing a bit of an acceleration from that coming through here. We have also on here put the higher low in, and well, maybe gold's changed. Yesterday it was gold's changed, oil's changed. It's alright, I normally do gold first, but anyway, it came off at 2 yesterday again, or just after, but now pushing back up there today. I'll probably stand away from it at the moment. You can see it's potentially going to be breaking these trend line. Well, actually I should really draw the trend line on and not just talk about where it is or whatever else. Let's just take that across there where it has already potentially broken it. It has broken it. There we go. So clear break of that trend line for now. So technically it's change structure here, and well, the downside is not so appealing for now. Gold, as I started talking about gold a little bit earlier, just faded out yesterday a little bit there. We'll see what it does again. It's popping up, it's catching a little bit of the bid at the moment, but it's all sitting around these prior highs, and it's just a matter of whether it will actually break through those or roll. At the moment it's just a little bit softer, but we're looking at a lot of the markets against the dollar at the moment and seeing softness, so not a great surprise. But one bar doesn't make an end of a rally, it's the ones that follow it. Okay, equity markets, S&Ps, superb bounce yesterday, helped by the technicals, tech trades, buying there, bullish engulfing bar sitting there, seeing a little bit of a continuation at the moment. Again, inflation would be key. Now generally excuse me, higher inflation etc is not good for equity markets, so it's sort of going in a bit of a weird old way, but there we are. So anyway, S&P's looking bullish. Let's get to local markets. The DAX, well, again, still in this sort of red green situation, just not showing a lot of clarity here. It's just running at the moment into its 4-hourly 50, just reacting on my charts to that. However, a little higher low near term. We'll see what it can do. It's only just 8 o'clock. It's got potential for the FTSE. Again, similarish pattern, but today the futures have already been pushing up. Same sort of picture, and well, it's already through into its R1 at this rate. We could see it running through to the R2. So certainly looks a bit more positive there for now. Okay, I shall leave it there. I wish you a great day's trading, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.